Granblue Fantasy Relink, a really polished action RPG with Monster Hunter-like quest structure. The main story doesn't overstay, its welcome and quest system keeps things refreshingly focused compared to your typical big-budget ARPG. I think this game could be good tier depending on the quality of challenging endgame content added post-release. As it has all the makings of one, but the optional content is very easy and takes a long time to build up, while player-side mechanics are really strong. Combat definitely feels very Platinum games-like, a bit simple, but each character is very unique from the other. The skill ceiling is still higher than you might think, and some characters are more technical than others. The amount of quality of life features is kind of incredible, from training modes to wish lists, etc. As a comparison, both of those features are pulled off better than Monster Hunter. The downtime busy work you need to do between quests is extremely minimal. Enemy attacks and AOEs have the cleanest visual indicators I have seen in a 3D action game like this from memory. They can definitely up the difficulty without visibility being an issue. Gameplay wise, I would say this game sits somewhere between PSO2 and Monster Hunter. The game actually feels less raid and more forgiving than Monster Hunter, as you are free to use the dodge or guard button to challenge out of a lot of attacks. You also have dedicated buttons for your character skills, rather than the MH approach of making them combo based. A lot of characters also have parry of counter moves that they reward skillfully play in various ways. The game also employs a stranger system where you can create your own openings by stranging bosses and eventually stunning them for about 10 seconds or so. When you counter a boss into a stranger and then knock them into a stun, it feels so good. The hit feedback in this game is so crunchy, I love it so much. I found the story, while short, to be very enjoyable thanks to the excellent, highly entertaining, where cinematic boss fights. The game doesn't end after you beat the story third. There is an additional post-game story chapter, with more bosses and more difficult version of what you fought during the story, and there is even harder stuff after you are done with that, all the while collecting stronger equipment and materials to upgrade your character. That's the other neat thing this game does. It gives you a roster of around 20 characters and lets you make a party of any 4 you want. They are also all playable, fully featured characters, each with their own gimmicks and distinct playstyle. It was hard to choose what 4 characters to build first because every single one of them seems cool and interesting. The AI itself for your party members is also very good. I find myself getting outscored by the AI when I play badly. Co-op and matchmaking is also available for non-story quests too, if you had rather fun or with other players instead. There are many bosses where the only challenging part of the fights is in DPS check. This is pretty cringe, and even in the rest of fights was fun in a challenging run. That limitedly might make the DPS check past impossible. Struggling through a difficult fight with a lowish power party isn't rewarded, rather you kinda get punished for good gameplay through the rest of the fight. Lock-on and targeting behavior is stranger with your character, very likely trying to hit something on the other side of the map, if the movement direction matches more. The auto-tracking on your moves is really strong even without locking. If manual aim could be more of its own, things a la Monster Hunter, this could make some characters with slower attacks more fun to play. Launch version specific. The endgame quests aren't very interesting for multiple player. Only 1 or 2 quests are challenging for survival if played with random people. For others, if you are playing multiplayer, you can assume there is no chance of quest failure and it's just a speedrun to get your loot drop gacha. Getting hit also barely costs you time or resources unless it kills you, unlike Monhang. Tanking hits is a way to go if you are spaced about the quest level. The final farmable quest is more a set piece and DPS checks fast than actual combat, which is pretty meh.